The project reflects a partnership with SIP2, obviously, but also with a number of groups and organisations with which the college has existing relationships, like Basin Lane Primary School, Larkin Community College, St Louis, Rathmines, RAID, the Prison Service and Fatima. The 1913 theme, in fact, has now been incorporated into NCAD's very active access programme with schools. And it's very appropriate that the National College of Art and Design fulfills its responsibilities in relation to a collaboration like this with this sort of theme, because the word national in our title sets out our responsibilities, not simply our status. And that's, I think, a really important idea to bear in mind. As a publicly funded institution, we take that extremely seriously. And part of that responsibility is to reflect a really important moment in the development of this state in 1913, when the contradictions of the power structure were revealed and addressed. A power structure which rewarded capital over labour, and still does, and still requires constant vigilance and negotiation. In Ireland, clearly, we need a new kind of economy in the future, an economy this time that values social and cultural capital as well as economic capital. So culture and the arts must play their part in negotiating this resetting to ensure that when the wheel turns again, it turns in favour of society and not just the economy.
It is my great pleasure to invite the President of Ireland, Michael D. Higgins, to address us.
Gwni cor is fiw ro frochrig is hwyrch gymai. To anachas arm veljever ochoid co cilwrg son. Malum gymor sibto agus an NCAD as an coabru to. The tapestry that I'm associated with its launch is a powerful statement of affinity with those women and men who suffered enormous hardship to fight for their rights and for fair treatment a century ago. The centenary of 1913 Lockout is significant, and sometimes people say we're entering into a decade of centenaries, and it is almost like a set of decades that you might use in another sense. But I think that it is very important that each event get its proper treatment. So the centenary of the 1913 Lockout, among the different centenaries that will be celebrated, I think is important. I think it will encourage people, I hope, to come together and to remember collectively the people and events of the time. And community involvement and collective action are at the very heart of the events that SIP2 are commemorating with this tapestry. And it is through the power of collective action that the workers of the Irish Transport and General Workers Union sought to establish their right to organise and to secure a better deal for the ordinary workers of Dublin. And it is very fitting that it is through collaboration of work of hand and brain that they are being remembered in this magnificent work. We are now, of course, in our own difficult times again, with all our unfinished projects of equality and citizenship, nearly 100 years on from the 1913 Lockout. But I believe, credimum winter neherin, I think that Irish people can again show the same determination to bring about the positive changes and to create a society that we can be proud of, an Irishness to be proud of. Raymond Williams I have often quoted. He says we have a choice. We can passively remain the victims of history, stuck like a target, or we can actively create a whole new world by firing arrows through old myths and inevitabilities. It is always so important that we never forget the courage of people in initiating the demand for the right, and those who came together and celebrated the collective right that made it possible. The Lockout reminds us that self-determination, sought in the name of a nationalism that did not include equality, may not only omit the transformation needed to ensure workers, women, and minority rights. It may indeed, as the story unfolded, tell us that there were those among such ranks who not only rejected such rights, but subjugated them to the pursuit of profit without obligations or any social responsibility. This tapestry, I hope, will be a great, great beginning to a very full and adequate debate on the events of 1913. Agus cuim gach ragus bannacht, a gach dinne a mege glaco portsen di sporacht, agus a rish mulliam gomor, eats a quidig leis an tapestry show a cor a fold. It is with the greatest pleasure I offer my gratitude for being asked to come along at the unveiling of this great project by SIP2. Thank you all very much.